Commodore, are you ready to conquer the galaxy? You are? Great. Let's space. Welcome to Space. Space is a game for 2 to 5 players. It was designed by John D. Clare and published in 2018 by Older Rock Entertainment Group. Now, on BGA, it is a premium game. If you do not have a premium subscription, that means you will need a premium member to invite you. Let's learn how this game plays. Wait. You can't learn how to play Space until you learn what the theme is. What are we doing here? What's our purpose? Why are we playing this game? Existential crisis aside, you're a Commodore and you're looking for a promotion to Admiral. To gain that promotion, you need to gain influence over the sectors that you control. That's what distinguishes a good Commodore from a bad Commodore. So how do we measure influence? In the simplest and most obvious ways that board games always measure everything. Victory points. The Commodore with the most victory points at the end of the game is the one who gets the promotion to Admiral. And now you know the theme, let's learn how to play Space. First, let me get out of the way so I can teach you all the different elements of this game. I do hate a teleportation. To begin with, you have your player board. Your player board consists of 12 sectors of space. Each sector has a ship assigned to it, and this ship is known as on station. It is currently on station on that sector. The first 8 sectors have trade ships assigned, and sectors 9 to 12 have mining vessels assigned. Your ships also show their effect when they are deployed. You also have a randomly dealt level 1 starting card, which is shown in the box labelled starting card. When you click confirm, that will be assigned to one of your stations, and the card currently on that station will be deployed. We'll explain what that means in a second. Below your starting card, you have the ship market. This comes in 3 levels, each level of ship having 6 cards on display in the market. A total of 18 ships available for you to buy at different prices. We also have the colony market. Here you can see 12 different colonies available for purchase. Finally, you have the player boards of your rivals. These are identical to yours and allow you to see what your opponents are doing. Now, let's click confirm and get on with the game. You will see that now we've clicked confirm, our starting card has moved to become on station in the appropriate sector. The card that previously occupied that sector has been deployed and its red ability is showing. The first player is determined by the value of the sector card you are randomly dealt at the beginning of the game. The player with the highest value sector card goes first. Deduct the cost of that card from a starting 5 coins, and that is how many coins you begin with. The player who is second gains a bonus coin. A third player gains 2 bonus coins. A fourth player gains 1 income. A fifth player also gains 1 income. We are now ready to play Space. Now the first thing that's going to happen on your turn is you're going to roll 2 dice. Using this number, you will then choose which sectors you can activate. You can choose to activate 2 sectors, each sector corresponding to one of the numbers rolled on the dice, or you can choose to activate 1 sector, that sector corresponding to the sum of the dice. You will note that BGA very handily highlights the different sectors that you can activate and groups them together in 2 buttons for you. Once you have chosen which sectors to activate, you will receive the rewards of the ships on station in those sectors. Note this is important. It is your current turn, so you will receive the blue or on station rewards of the sectors you have chosen to activate. Once you've activated your on station sectors, you get the opportunity to buy a card from the market. The cost of a card is shown in the top left of the card. The sector the card will be sent to is shown in the top right. The maximum value of a card that you can purchase depends on how many coins you have. BGA handily highlights which cards you can afford to buy. To purchase a card, simply click on the card you wish to purchase. It will be sent on station to the relevant sector, and the card that was on station in that sector will be deployed. Notice that when you do make a purchase, your coins are completely reduced to 0. Even if I had bought a card costing 2, and although I had 3 coins remaining, it would have still been reduced to 0. At the end of your turn, the number of coins you have is reset back to the level of your income. So if I had an income of 2, my coins would be reset to 2 at the end of my turn. Here I have an income of 0, so my coins remain at 0. After you have finished your turn, the market will be refilled. Your opponent then gets to take their turn in exactly the same way. They'll roll 2 dice, they'll choose which sectors to activate, they'll gain any rewards, and they will gain in-station rewards. It's their turn, so they will activate the blue rewards. But you also get to do something in your opponent's turn, and this is something that makes Space Base quite fun and engaging. During your opponent's turn, the values showing on the dice your opponent rolled can also be used by you to activate sectors. However, when it's your opponent's turn, you will activate the deployed sectors, the red sectors. In this example, my opponent has rolled a 7. He rolled a 5 and a 2, which means I can activate sectors 5 and 2, or sector 7, 7 being the total of the dice. I have a deployed ship on sector 5, and I have a deployed ship on sector 7, so I have a choice just as BGA is showing me. You will notice that after your opponent completes their turn, and after you have finished activating your deployed red sectors, you do not get the opportunity to buy. You will only get the opportunity to buy cards from the market when it is your turn and after you have activated your on-station or blue rewards. Now, some of you will have noticed that some of the rewards on the cards are green. If we activate blue during our own turn and red rewards during our opponent's turn, when do we activate green rewards? They can be activated during either your turn or your opponent's turn. You have a choice. It makes them quite interesting. Now let's talk about abilities versus rewards. First, let's jump ahead in the game. Here we can see that on Sector 5 we have deployed a ship that has an ability. Abilities are defined by those with square boxes on them. When you activate these cards, you will gain a white cube which occupies one of the boxes. When all the boxes are filled up, you can remove the cubes to activate the ability. Let's jump ahead in the game again and see how that works. Here we can see that we have a fully loaded ability. There are 2 cubes filling both of the boxes on Sector 5, deployed on Sector 5. It's a red ability. Our opponent has just rolled a 6. Now we can activate Sector 6 and gain 1 coin, but on Sector 7 we have a much juicier reward, 4 coins and a victory point. If we activate our ability there to increase the result of the dice by 1, we'll have a much better reward. So let's see how this works. We click to activate the ability. We increase the dice result by 1 and gain the rewards of Sector 7, and our cubes are expended. And you can see we gain 2 coins and 1 victory point. It's important to make the clear distinction between abilities and rewards. Rewards, you simply activate the cards and gain them. Abilities, you must charge them up fully, filling all empty boxes with white cubes before you can activate the ability. Now let's jump ahead again and look at the symbols in the game. Some ability cards do not have linked boxes. If the boxes are not linked, then the white cubes fill each individual box, and each box can be used once as an ability, use in other turns. So it's important to see if the ability card you are using has linked boxes, in which case they must all be filled, or standalone boxes, in which case each box must be filled once. The coin symbol will give you coins. You can accumulate coins turn after turn by not buying, but when you do buy, all of your coins will be zeroed, irrespective of the value of the card you purchased. The globe symbol is income. At the end of your turn, you will gain coins equal to your income level. The rocket with a number upon it is the sign for victory points, and it's victory points that will help you win the game. So these cards are important. There are some other symbols to be aware of in the game. Cards with an arrow allow you to activate an adjacent sector. Sectors can only be activated once, so you cannot have 2 adjacent arrows and create an infinite loop. Some cards have an arrow and a reward, in which case you gain the reward and then activate an adjacent sector as indicated by the arrow. Cards with a dice and arrows may increase the sum of the dice by a value of 1 or 2, depending on whether the card has 1 or 2 arrows showing. These are always green abilities and can therefore be triggered to activate either on station, blue rewards, or deployed, red rewards. If a card has a buy a card ability, you may purchase a card for its exact cost without losing all of your money as normal. You may then make a second regular purchase which will zero all of your money afterwards, as per the normal rules. Cards which allow you to swap sectors allow you to swap all cards into sectors. This swaps both on station and all deployed cards. Cards you purchase after this effect will go to their regular assigned station. When the term exchange is used, a single card is swapped between two sectors. There are cards which state place a card. This allows you to place a card on a sector that is different from the one that is indicated on the card, allowing you to break the rules a little bit. Some cards offer a reroll ability. This allows you to reroll one or both dice. The result is then applied to all players, and everyone must use the newly rolled result. This is always an on-station blue reward. Other cards allow you to set a dice. This allows you to choose the value of a dice rather than rolling it. Again, always a blue ability. There are some cards that allow you to remove victory points from your opponents. A player can never drop below 0 victory points, so you cannot ever reduce them below 0. Placing a charge is another ability that can be used, and this allows you to immediately assign a white cube to an empty square on a card. Remember, some cards require multiple cubes assigned before they can fire off their ability, so these cards can help to fill up the charges on that ability ready to use it. Two last cards you might see is a 2x card, which allows you to double the rewards. It can be an on-station reward or a deployed reward, depending on whether the card is on-station or deployed. The other card you might see is a you win card. Now, this can be used on either your opponent's turn or your turn, and if you manage to fill up all the white cubes on the card, can be activated to win the game, irrespective of how many points your opponents have. Let's talk colony cards. When purchased, colony cards score you immediate victory points. They are placed on station in the relevant sector. Colony cards can never be deployed, meaning they will always remain on station, so you can no longer buy cards that would normally be placed on a sector containing a colony. They essentially block it for the rest of the game. Colony cards also never give on-station rewards. If during your turn you roll a sector that contains a colony card, you gain nothing. You've already taken the immediate victory points, you get nothing else. However, deployed ships that are in the sector containing a colony card can still be activated during an opponent's turn. The colony market is never replenished. Once a colony card is purchased, it is gone. The game starts with 12 colony cards, and when they're gone, they're gone. So if you want one, grab it as early as you can. So how does the game end? How do you win? When any player reaches 40 victory points or more, the end of the game is triggered, no matter whose turn it is. You will finish playing the current round so that each player gets an equal number of turns. That means you will play until the last player has taken their turn. The player with the most victory points at the end of that round wins. If 2 or more players are tied at the end of the round, you will play another round, so every player will get another turn. At the end of that round, whoever has the most victory points wins. If still tied, you will continue playing rounds. It doesn't matter who is tied. If you're playing a 4-player game, perhaps the first and the third players were tied initially, and then after playing a round, the second and the third players were tied. You keep playing rounds until one person is a clear winner. You can go well over 40 victory points, but the end game, the final round, is triggered when any player gains 40 or more victory points. And then we crown the new admiral. And that's Space Base. Hey everyone, thanks for sticking it out this far. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you learned something new about a game you might not have tried yet. And give Space Base a try. I think you'll like it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out. Until next time, good luck out there, Commodore.